Reading's a big deal. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that are on your reading lists right now.
Well, first of all, in English class, we read Night by Elie Wiesel, so that was a really good book. And I think recently I've read The Kite Runner, Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and if you've seen the movie Whip It, I've actually read the book, so yeah, those are fun.
We don't just read like what our teachers tell us to read. They support us reading outside of school as well. Like Mr. Decker, my science teacher, he found a book, A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson, I think it is. And he went up to me one day and was like, I found this book and I think you'd really like it. I think you should borrow it and read it. And if you really like it, tell someone else to read it, and so others can read it as well. And that just meant a big deal to me because I've never had a teacher support me reading something outside of school as well. So,
kind of along the same lines as that, Miss Pickrell, who's also a really big reader. Like, she knows that me and Caroline especially read a lot, so even when she's assigning books for us to read, she'll come up to us and ask us if we read certain books, and she kind of lends us books or like gives us idea of things to read, and so it kind of shows that she actually pays attention because it's always books that we end up liking a lot.
There's a little distinction we ought to just pause and make note of. If you read all, I'm a research nerd. I try to go after everything I can find out about what's going on with kids and learning. What we're noticing across our country is that the boys are reading less. Girls keep reading, but the boys are reading less. And so it's really critical that we model that reading is okay for guys. So, Connor, what have you been reading lately?
well, in Miss Pickrell's English class, we read short. It's a short book, but it was. Yeah, what Grant said. And that was it was a really good book. It had like a sense of humor in it, so we don't just read like certain really technical, serious books. We read some like good child-friendly books, but we also read pretty technical books. Like in 7th grade, we had Julius Caesar. That was pretty much a big challenge. It took a lot of work, but then we actually figured it out, which is a good thing.
When the kids were reading Julius Caesar, I never had so many phone calls from parents, and I never saw so many teary kids, and at the end, I never saw so many people celebrating that they worked through a very difficult piece of literature. It was hard, it was rigorous, and at times painful. And you know what? At the end, the celebration of learning that took place about that was just a phenomenal experience for me, so that was good too.